Cato and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty.
Oh, yeah. There he is, New Orleans' own Jumbo.
Gotta love that. Of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
I'm getting carpal tunnel syndrome in my hand just listening to that. My God, Jumbo. Al hurt. How does he get those little, and his little fingers were little nubs, huh? How do you get them moving like that? A lot of you might be going, Green Hornet, what the hell's that? I know that from Kill Bill. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. A Tuesday afternoon in New Orleans. What a great weather day. Woke up this morning, it was like 48. Now I'm guessing it's like 68. Something like that. Absolutely gorgeous weather. Tomorrow is going to be more of the same. When I say gorgeous, it's not like it's sunny and cloudless sky, but it's nice and comfortable. You can get away with shorts, or you don't need a jacket or sweater. 71 right now outside. 71. Tomorrow when we wake up in the morning, it'll be about 65, and it'll creep back up into the mid-70s tomorrow. And then a cold front will be rolling in. Some rain on Thursday. And then over the weekend, lows in the 40s and highs maybe getting to the high 50s, 60s. So 40s and 50s. Well, let's call it 50s for sure on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But a little over 70 right now. We'll do the same thing mañana. Then the cold front on Thursday. Get outside, enjoy this weather. You know the drill. It's crawfish season. Boil some crawfish tonight. Throw down some coals. Grill a steak. Grill some chicken, a pork chop, hot dogs, burgers. Light up the gas. Get outside. Hit the fishing camp, the hunting camp, the fishing hole. Do some landscaping. Walk the dog. Walk yourself. Just get outside. It's nice weather, especially in January. There's somebody, using the credit card to scrape the windshield just a few hours up I-55. There's somebody cranking up the Briggs and Stratton and blowing snow just so they can walk down their pathway to get the mail or clear the driveway so they can physically move the vehicle. No, thank you. Yeah, there's a big reason we live down here, and weather's a big part of it. Yeah, you right. Tuesday afternoon. Rouse's Markets phone lines are always open. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. We got a good one lined up for you in about 10 minutes. New Orleans City Councilman District C, Freddie King, is going to join us. I believe Freddie King and Leslie, what's the councilman's last? You think I'd know since I'm buddies with his, her boyfriend, Leslie Harris. Geesh, slow on the take today. Yeah, Leslie Harris and Freddie King are proposing an ordinance where surface lot parking lot owners will have to hire security like an hour before event and keep them there till an hour after the event. Just seems a little strange to me. We'll talk to Freddie King in 10 minutes about it. If you own a restaurant, a bar, a surface parking lot, a bank, whatever you want, it's your choice to hire security if you want to. I talk about Friend and Company, Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. Safe neighborhood. I used to live right on that street a block away. I don't remember much crime, if any at all. I mean, an occasional armed robbery. I mean, I know that sounds like, oh, no big deal. But not much crime. It's a pretty safe neighborhood. It's right by Tulane and Loyola. Of course, anywhere in New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, crime can happen anywhere in the metro. But I'd say a pretty safe neighborhood. I wasn't walking around at night. I wasn't worrying about someone jumping me or anything like that. But like Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, it's their choice to have security. They do it because it's a jewelry store. And I'll tell you, half the reason Ken Friend does it, because he's a nice guy and he knows Maple Street with the cars parked on the side, one lane, folks backing in and out of his store. He probably's like, inevitably, someone's going to get hit. Someone's going to think they can go, and there's going to be someone driving down the street unconscious, and they're going to run into him. It might be one time in a decade or two, but I don't want that to happen. So not only going to have security, I'm going to have that security guard help the people back out. Like he'll stop traffic on Maple and flag you in, or really just let traffic go by and then walk out onto Maple and flag you in so you can drive out. So that's Ken's choice at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, to have a security guard there. Grocery stores, some have them, some don't. Convenience stores, some have them, some don't. It's the business owner's choice. That's their choice. It enhances the experience for the person going there. Man, I feel safe and secure. There's always a guard there. Or you don't care. It doesn't matter. But it just seems a little bit odd where a law would require, or ordinance, I should say, an ordinance would require a business owner to have to hire a security guard. You're kind of putting the onus on the business owner instead of the city. If I own a bar or restaurant and I choose to have a security guard because I think that's going to make people feel safer and increase business, that's my choice. The law or ordinance shouldn't force me to do it. I mean, why do we pay taxes? Should the city and the NOPD be providing security? And parking's already pretty expensive downtown. It's only going to jack up the price. That's my thoughts. But Freddie King might have some great answers to all of that. So that's why I'm getting him on the program, to talk about that and at some other things, crime in general. Crime in general. Week 1 in New Orleans, 2023. 13 murders in 8 days. 27 other people shot and wounded. 13 murders by gunshot, 17 others shot and wounded. That's 40 people shot. 40 people shot in the first 8 days of 2023 in New Orleans. There's just something very wrong with that. Now, this stat I'm trying to double check, but it's Cassie Sherm from Channel 6, so I'm assuming it's right. First 10 days of the new year, 240 cars stolen in Orleans Parish. First 10 days of 2023, 240 cars stolen in Orleans Parish. That's 24 a day. That's a car an hour, 24/7, 365. That stat has to be wrong, right? But I don't know. I mean, I guess if you put my arm on a chopping block, I'd go, I guess it's right. I guess it's right. Anyway, we'll talk to Freddie King about that and more. Crazy, huh? How about that Tastee donut, or Tastee now? I don't think it's called Tastee donut, where I believe you can get that, the world's crappiest king cake, that Mackenzie's, the old Mackenzie's king cake, which I grew up on. So every Mardi Gras season, I tend to buy one. I eat about 3 or 4 pieces of it, and then I either give it away to someone or toss it in the garbage. I admit it's terrible, but I grew up on it, so I kind of like that crappy old Mackenzie's king cake that Tastee sells. And since Tastee's selling it, there's obviously a lot of other folks like me, I don't know, 40, 45, 50 plus, that grew up on that Tastee, the Mackenzie's king cake. I remember they had the small, the medium, the large. Those were great. The extra large was terrible. It came in a box with sides. It was really tall. And it was too much dough and not enough sugar. You know, that kind of ratio needs to be right. But the small, medium, large were always good. The thing I didn't like about those old Mackenzie's king cakes, the pieces at 12 noon, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock on the king cake. The one with the little balls and the cherry, that was like the nastiest piece of king cake on planet Earth. I posted someone's photo of a piece of king cake with a bullet in it. I posted it as LaToya Cantrell's king cake. Not the baby inside, a bullet. You know, of course, no babies inside the king cake anymore. Someone might choke and die, or, that happened so often when I was a child. We swallowed the baby. Never. No one choked. No one was gagging. No one was spitting up the little pink baby. But, lawsuits and all that crap. They, I guess, had to 86 the baby inside the king cake. Anyway, Tastee on Broad and Esplanade. Like the movie Barbershop, someone rammed their truck early morning through the walls of the Tastee, through the ATM in the back of the truck, and drove off. They're trying to bust in the ATM in some warehouse right now. Corey Johnson with you. Freddie King next.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie. West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, no cool side. NoAC.com, no cool side.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? The perfect wind down your day New Orleans neighborhood spot. It really is the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. New Orleans specialties, old school, all the stuff you love, from po' boys to ridiculously great pizzas. Katie's Pizzas, some of the best in town. Why aren't you at Katie's right now, as New Orleans as it gets, in the heart of Mid-City? And hey, you folks out in Harahan, Elmwood, Old Jefferson, Bienvenue, on the curve on Hickory Avenue, the Katie's of Harahan, Bienvenue, Katie's in Mid-City. Go check it out. Got a good one lined up for you in the 5 o'clock power hour. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, on his birthday, will join us on the program. He is not, I repeat, not running for governor. But this guy is running for governor. New Orleans City Councilman Freddie King joins us. All right, Freddie, you're not running for governor, are you?
No, I'm not.
How are you?
I'm good, Corey. I want to first say thanks for having me. And believe it or not, man, I used to listen to your show all the time driving home. So it's an honor to be on.
Freddie, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the program. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
How are you liking the city council gig so far?
I'm enjoying it. It's a year in. I think today we made a year.
Wow.
I didn't realize that until I just looked at the calendar. So I'm enjoying it. It's what I expected it. And I had some experience working in the city council's office a couple of years ago, and had an idea of what it would be, and it's been pretty much that, and then some. Yep.
It's almost like a full-time gig with the problems we're having in New Orleans for you, isn't it?
It not almost. It is a full-time gig, 24/7, holidays, weekends, going to the grocery store. Everyone, and rightfully so, wants to discuss the issues plaguing the city right now, and we have quite a few.
Crime seems to be like the number one issue. I think you'd agree with that. I'm not asking you to speak for the mayor, but she doesn't seem to be too concerned about it. Doesn't seem to, your cohort over there, Helena Moreno, wants to have a state of emergency for the city, which seems really applicable the way things are going on. Are you kind of disheartened with the mayor that doesn't take this crime problem maybe as seriously as you folks on the council are talking?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure she takes it seriously, Corey. I know myself and every council member, we get hit with the emails and the phone calls, dozens every day about the crime. And it's a huge, huge problem. Like you said, it's number one in our city. And for me, it's important everywhere. But the district that I represent, District C, the economic engine of the city and of the state, and I can even make an argument for the southeast, maybe the southeast region of the country, or at least through Mississippi. It's the economic engine.
Yep.
And it's the French Quarter, Bywater, Maroney. I had a guy tell me he was in town. He was going to a high school graduation. And I'm thinking he's going to say a local high school. He said, nah, my nephew is graduating high school in Mississippi. But since we're so close to New Orleans, you had to come to the French Quarter.
Wow.
So we want to make sure that we make crime prevention a top priority, keep it a top priority. And for me, representing that economic jewel, again, we don't want to forget other neighborhoods and other parts of the city, but the French Quarter is a huge, huge part of the city, and we got to keep that safe and every other neighborhood safe. So it's a top priority for me.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt. I'm not saying like don't patrol Lakeview or New Orleans East or something like that, but like French Quarter, Tulane, Loyola, places like that, us locals, we kind of know how to maybe zigzag around some stuff, not go to St. Louis Cemetery at 2 a.m. to go put flowers on Marie Laveau's grave. But tourists and outsiders may not be that savvy. So we have to protect those folks in the quarter, Tulane University, Loyola University, those areas. Yeah, that reunion guy can't come to town and get mugged or go back to his vehicle that it's broken into. That just sours folks, right, Freddie?
Or go to a Saints game. We go to the Saints game to kind of take our minds off of the day-to-day troubles we have, and to come out and to see your your car gone or broken into. That's very disheartening.
Yeah, how did that happen? I mean, what happened to this enhanced patrols and the hot spots? This isn't brain surgery. A kindergarten person could figure it out. The dome, the arena, the Sanger, events going on, time in, time out for the last few months. Almost every single game or event, a bunch of cars are broken into. And they announced we're going to patrol the hot spots. And that Saints game on Sunday, at least 6 different car lots, vandalized vehicles. It's mind-blowing. What's wrong with us? The dysfunction's not believable.
I haven't had a chance to speak to the new chief and hear her strategies. But I personally, Corey, I don't know how much of the responsibility falls on NOPD. These parking lots, they're privately owned. And they make a pretty penny charging premium dollars for special events. So I think some of the responsibility has to be put on the parking lot owners. As Councilman Harris wants to introduce legislation, it's going to require more lighting, possibly cameras. Myself, I'm introducing legislation that's going to require them to have parking attendants, whether that's security or just a physical presence there, keeping an eye on things. Not so much to make an arrest, but just be that deterrent factor, saying, hey, I might not want to go to that parking lot because I saw the security guard or the attendant walking around or driving around. That person can quickly get a snapshot of any suspicious people and let the police know, hey, I just saw somebody walking down the street. This is what they had on. This is what they were driving. So I think we got to put some responsibility on the private parking lot owners. Again, they're getting paid a good penny, and they should do their part to keep the parking lots and the cars safe.
We're not the most inviting city when it comes to businesses. A lot of folks throw in the towel and run off. The Havana Outpost guy, because he loves New Orleans. He's an old, Golden Gloves champ. He's smart.
Yeah.
Etsy. Yeah. He's a millionaire. He grinded it out for a decade, Freddie, and finally got it open. As a New Orleanian, I would have thrown in the towel after 6 months with all those no Havana Outpost selfish folks that would rather blight than a development on that corner. So we're not a welcoming city. Aren't you kind of putting the onus on the business owner instead of the city? I mean, if I own a bar, restaurant, parking lot, a bank, I choose to have a security guard because I think that's going to make people feel safer and increase business. But it's my choice. A law or ordinance, I don't think that's right for the city to be forcing that on me because the city can't police parking lots around the dome and the arena. That just seems crazy to me. And then the parking people, the person that parks there, they're going to, instead of $50, it's going to be $75 because they gotta pay for the security guard. Why put the onus on the business owner? Shouldn't the city be providing security with NOPD, make areas safe, a city lit up, not broken street lights, and maybe crime cameras around the dome and the arena since so many folks are there? Why put the onus on the business owner?
Well, I can definitely understand your point saying that the private business, that's their choice. But I look at it like this. It's no secret. We all know that NOPD has a shortage right now.
Yep.
So would you feel comfortable, and it's kind of like a rhetorical question, would you feel comfortable saying I'm going to take resources from NOPD and manpower and have them patrol the CBD in the French Quarter, private parking lots, and maybe take resources from Algiers or from Mid-City or from the East when these parking lot owners, and I have nothing against parking lot owners, when they're charging, I had a lady say I paid $30 for 1 hour to park. I don't think it's a lot we're asking them to do. It's only 1 hour before the event, during the event, and 1 hour after the event. So that's like 4 to 5 hours that we're asking them to have some physical presence in the parking lot.
Because the city's dysfunctional. That's sort of the reason. Like, I don't think that's what goes on in most cities in America, right?
Maybe not. But we're not most cities in America. And like you said, Council Vice President now Moreno wants to declare a state of emergency. I think we need to think outside the box and have people feel safe. So I rather maybe have the parking lot owners pay, I don't know, $200 per Saints game to provide security, than have several people say, I'm not going to the city. I'm not going to the Saints game. I'm not going to the Pels game. I'm not going to that event or that play.
But they're going to just push that cost to the cops. So the $50 parking is going to be $55 or $60 now. They're not going to just absorb that and lose profits, right?
That's one argument that I did hear. Yeah. And look, it's not a perfect system. But I think I'd rather be safe than pay an extra $5, maybe $10, because how much is a broken window?
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
It may not be 100% perfect. I don't know what ordinance or what law is, but again, we're in a time where we really got to start thinking outside the box. A lot of people feel like the city is in a state of lawlessness. I believe last I was told we had, I don't want to say the wrong numbers, maybe 9 to 10 murders, so many shootings, so many break-ins throughout the first 10 days of the year.
Yep.
So we got to start really being creative and, like you said, be inviting to businesses. I think a business may say, I would pay a little bit more to be a little bit safer. Now, it may not be the most ideal thing, but right now, safety, like you said, is number one.
These segments go by too fast. Any final thoughts till we do it again in the future, Freddie?
I would love to. Anytime, Corey. Like I said, I've been listening to you for a long time, and again, it's just an honor to be here. So whenever you want to have me back, please let me know. Let's talk some football, some basketball next time.
Yeah, Pels, man, already halfway through the season, if you can believe that.
Already, yeah.
Yep, playing some good hoops. And injured and still playing some good hoops. I love that win last night in D.C.
Absolutely. We're looking good. I think we got a contending team this year.
Yeah,
for the future.
Well, you got an incredible leader on that team. I mean, I love Sean Payton, but Willie Green's like Sean Payton and humble and nice. And I'm not saying Payton's not nice, but he's just, kind of egomaniacal, and that's fine. I love Sean Payton, but Willie Green's just like a saint of a dude, no pun intended. Love that guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a really good guy.
I've never met him, but I heard great things. Building the team from the inside out. They're drafting well. They're getting young guys in the draft and making trades for young players. I like what they're doing.
Yep. The guy's a winner. Hey, Freddie King, City Councilman, District C, New Orleans. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Corey. Thank you.
We'll do it again soon. That's Freddie King, New Orleans City Councilman. Corey Johnson with you. Don't move.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday. Dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Parish Road in Chalmette.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, you right, Crescent City. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Pretty nice weather out there, low 70s. Get outside, enjoy it. Do some grilling tonight. Tomorrow, same deal. We'll wake up in the 60s, and then it'll creep into the mid-70s. Then Thursday, rain, cold front. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 40s and 50s. Mosquito-killing weather. If you miss New Orleans City Councilman Freddie King, you can check it out. Rewind on YouTube. Anchor, iTunes, Spotify. It'll all be there in a second. But it's on YouTube right now. You can check that out if you miss it. Hey, coming up in the 5 o'clock power hour, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser is going to join us. I believe next week will probably be a safe bet on both these folks. We're going to get interim police chief Michelle Woodfork on the program. And then a totally different guest. We're going to get LSU President Tate on the program next week. I was tweeting last night. He tweeted something about congratulations to Georgia, great academics. And then I tweeted something like, yeah, too bad LSU don't have academics like Georgia. And he kind of responded back. And, you know, I'm not going to be belligerent to the president of LSU, highly educated man who's dedicated to making LSU better, that's trying to make LSU academics better. But definitely want to get him on the program to discuss that because LSU athletics, you can put them up against any athletic program in America. I mean, LSU athletics are as good as any university or college athletics in America. From every sport, men's, women's, major sports, minor sports, facilities, coaches, players, fans, everything. It's A+, it's top notch. I mean, I don't know where you'd argue like, oh, this program's better, this school does it much better. I don't think you can say that. LSU is an A to A+ when it comes to athletics. And then academics, there just doesn't seem to be any kind of effort or care or whatever. I mean, you could ask, I think, the average person in Louisiana, and I'm not kidding you when I say this. Hey, LSU academically is going to be like Harvard or Yale, but the football team is not going to win too much anymore. Folks would not take that trade. I would take that trade in a second. In a second. And I love LSU football. I'm a class of 91. You want to call and talk LSU football? I can talk with the best of them. I don't even do sports talk, and I can talk it with the best of them. I know the teams. I know the players. I follow the teams. I love LSU. Love LSU athletics. Great at football and physics. How about that? But Louisiana folks don't care about education. Hell, there are a lot of Louisiana folks, it's sad, adults, men and women, raise children and keep their children down, like don't want them to be better than them. I don't get it. I got friends, educated, make a lot of money, should have never procreated. They're still number one. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be like number 3 at best. Kids number 1, wife number 2. You 3, maybe 4. It's pathetic. No, just worthless children, spoiled, entitled, or just no kind of effort in raising them. Dopey kids, disrespectful. I'll never forget. I'm at a then Hornets game. This is like 15 years ago. A guy I knew in high school, college educated, makes a few $100,000 a year, married a girl I know. He's walking up the aisle with his son. It's halftime at the then Hornets game. Hey, Frank, whatever, talking to the guy. Who's this, your boy? Yeah, I go. And some Hornet player got injured and wasn't going to come back in the second half. I was like, man, it's a shame, Mashburn's not coming back. This kid who's like 10 looks at his father and goes, who is this man talking to me that acts as if he knows me? For the first time and only time ever in my life, I was like, is it legal for me to slap this 10-year-old kid in the back of the head? Can someone hand me a ring to put on my hand so I can clock this kid in the back of the head? I looked at the dad and I said, for real? And then the dad starts talking to me. I just looked straight ahead and ignored him. They eventually walked off. Who is this man that's talking to me as if he knows me? I'm like, that's a 10-year-old kid saying that to me? Wanted to fling him into the crowd. It was ridiculous. No, so it doesn't have to be poor. It doesn't have to be rich. Doesn't have to be black, white, Republican, Democrat. Some folks should not procreate, should not have children. They're not parenting material. Care if they're educated or not, rich or not. No, that's just a major problem. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser is going to join us in about 25 minutes on the program. On his birthday, he is not running for governor. He's going to run for lieutenant governor re-election, wants to focus in on tourism. I guess we got to put all the eggs in the John Schroeder basket. The Louisiana state treasurer is running for governor. I mean, you remember the bumper sticker, vote for the crook, it's important? The Edwin Edwards, David Dork race. I guess we need bumper stickers that say anybody but Jeff Landry. Jeff Landry is a complete, full-blown, 110% ass. Just an idiot, a moron, a sellout. Pretty, kind of like a John Ilario type, like kind of criminal-like, a deviant. He gets $1,000 a week sitting on the Harvey Marine board. And the Harvey Marine board folks are like, no, it's the state IG. Yeah, we like having him on the board, but he doesn't come to board meetings, doesn't vote. He's just a token board member, and we pay him $1,000 a week. This guy makes like what a lot of folks would like to make in a year, $52,000 cash. Sitting on Harvey Marine board, doing absolutely nothing. Jeff Landry is a criminal. He's unethical. He's immoral. He's not smart. He has a brother who's gay. And because the family's so wacky right-wing, they don't acknowledge him. He has another brother who's just some, almost cursed. He's got another brother, and Jeff Landry and this other brother have a staffing agency where they hire people to help in the LNG industry, liquefied natural gas industry in Lake Charles. And they don't even hire Louisiana workers. This guy's the kind of dork that'll wrap the American flag around himself and act like he's a patriot and all this. They import Mexican workers. They can work them harder, don't have benefits they have to pay them. They make more money. I mean, that's how greedy they are. They shouldn't have the staffing agency to begin with. The only reason they do, because he's IG. He's a political hack, and he's got a bunch of connections. And he and his brother, I think his brother's like an insurance agent or something, which is fine, but they have this staffing agency. They both make hundreds of thousands of dollars extra a year doing nothing. And because they're so greedy, they bring in Mexican workers, importers. I'm not making any of this up. None of this. The Harvey Marine Board, $1,000 a week, not acknowledging the gay brother, and a staffing agency importing Mexican workers to even increase profit more when they shouldn't be doing anything. You're IG. It's a full-time gig. Focus on that exclusively. No, Jeff Landry is a joke, is a clown, is a Edwin Edwards, John Ilario type hack. a crooked criminal type deviant and isn't intelligent, isn't smart, isn't anything special, and would be a total nightmare as governor for the state of Louisiana. And I said it once and I'll say it again. I said if LaToya Cantrell gets elected to a second term and Jeff Landry is elected governor, I'm shutting down the radio and TV show and I'm leaving Louisiana. It is a sure sign from, my God, Jesus saying, Corey, what more do I have to tell you, bro? 30, 40 years, this state's been in a steady decline. You got LaToya the Destroyer as mayor. You got Jeff Landry as governor. You got no chance, no shot. You got a bunch of extremists on the left and right that are more concerned about that and their agenda than New Orleans and Louisiana being great. I mean, we're not, a poor state. We're a rich state run poorly. We're not a poor city. We're a rich city run poorly. You don't have a chance with LaToya Cantrell. Painfully average. Jeff Landry, painfully average. Not good people. No morals, no ethics, no integrity. Just lowlifes, both of them. The mayor of New Orleans and this IG Jeff Landry. Pathetic people. Those are the choices we get in New Orleans and Louisiana. That's just terrible. That's terrible. And here's the crazy thing. They get a bunch of votes. I mean, LaToya Cantrell reelected because you have black folks and lunatic liberals that no matter what they're going to vote for. And then you got the same thing in Louisiana. White folks, extreme, wacky right, that are going to vote for Jeff Landry every time because he votes the way I want to vote. It's pathetic. I don't know. Who raised you? I don't know. I guess you're the person that throws trash out the car, that kind of stuff. Come on. No ethics, no integrity, no morals, no pride, no honor. We got to do better or we'll continue to be this lousy city and state that we are, and we've been for the last 30, 40 years. Do I need to kind of repeat the whole thing again? Texas, fastest growing state in America the last 50 years. The South, fastest growing region. We're surrounded by it. And it isn't we missed the boat, we missed the rocket ship. And when you elect LaToya Cantrell and a Jeff Landry, it guarantees you'll miss the rocket ship. They're all about themselves, setting up friends and family, the needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many. Come on, New Orleans and Louisiana. We got to do better than that, right?
Being a part of people's lives from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Parish Road.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Coming up in the 5 o'clock powwow, well, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser is going to join us. It's his birthday, too. You know who else's birthday it is? I wouldn't even mention this because, I mean, growing up, I wasn't really into it. But as I got older, I started liking it more and more. Pat Benatar's like 70 years old today. But Neil Giraldo, her husband, and the guitar player in the band, is one of the best guitar players in the world. And if you go to YouTube and just put Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo in there, they'll pull up some stuff, and some of the tunes are just great. And he is incredible on the guitar. Just check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo play one of the hits. I forget what song it is by Pat Benatar and Giraldo. But at the end of the song, just check out the guitar riff that he plays for like 30 seconds to end the song. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. The guy can flat out play the guitar. And I don't know, I'm into music where they're actual musicians playing instruments. And when you got a group of musicians that you have a great guitarist, a great bass player, great keyboardist, a great drummer, a great rhythm guitar, other instruments, a great singer. I don't know. It's for me, it's what I like and is super enjoyable. You know, I'm listening to Casey and the Sunshine Band. Go check out some of those videos. I mean, everybody in that group can play their instruments really, really, really well. Yeah, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Now, I used to laugh at that kind of stuff when I was growing up. Pat Benatar, then whatever. You know what I laugh at now? Like Foreigner and Kansas and stuff like that. I play golf, and some rude people have these speakers. The worst thing to happen to golf, the professional tour, getting rid of the wound golf ball. Hitting drives 380 yards and stuff is ridiculous. That's not golf. The worst thing to happen to amateur golf, the speaker playing music on the golf cart, people bringing music to the golf course. First off, I get in someone's car, they start playing their music loud, and we're not having a conversation. I'm like, what are you doing? That's what you like. I mean, are you going to force food on me next that you like to eat? And I don't want to hear your music. Maybe I like your music. Maybe I don't. I don't want to hear it. And my God, on a golf course that's my nature, thing. I'm not going camping. I'm a city boy. I like restaurants. I like to-go orders, That's just me. I'm not saying anything wrong with camping, but I don't know. I don't want to hear other people's music, and I definitely don't want to hear it on the golf course. You want to bring music to the golf course? Make it to where you hear the music in the cart only. And nowhere, outside of about 10, 20 feet from your cart. I'm on another hole and I'm hearing your crappy music. Playing at Lakewood one time, my brother and I, this guy pulls up, hey, you mind if we join? We're like, no. It's got music playing, and it's like hits of the 70s. Foreigner 4, Kansas. I'm like pulling my hair out. I said, dude, you got to lower that music. Well, what's wrong with it? It's terrible. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like it. I don't know. That's just, to me, that's selfish and rude. People cranking up music on a golf course where I'm hearing it. You want to play it? Fine. Put earphones in. Put a speaker at lower volume. I just don't get that kind of stuff. But no, music is to each his own. You may like it. You may not like it. But anyway, Neil Giraldo can flat out play the guitar. Go check out some of that stuff on YouTube. I'll tell you what, I like YouTube. YouTube's the best thing. I don't think it's a social media site, that's for sure. But I like YouTube just because you can pull up so much different stuff. Old movies, old TV shows, old commercials, music, videos, just music, songs, albums in perfect, clear, crystal clear stereo. Love YouTube. One thing I don't get is Venmo. I'm on Venmo. I like Venmo. I thought it was like a financial site, like I can transfer money, receive money from someone. I don't know if you know this or not. Venmo desperately wants to be a social media site. How do I know this? I get on Venmo. About a week later, my sister calls me and goes, all your transactions I'm seeing. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I see every transaction you make on Venmo. I'm like, what do you mean? So I go to the settings on Venmo. Now, tell me how whacked is this? First off, why wouldn't it just be private? Only private. No other option. Venmo's default setting, everyone sees your transactions. You know what the second choice is? Only your friends see your transactions. And then the third choice is total privacy, which I clicked on. Why would you want people seeing you? Jason, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black, paid his lawn guy $60. Jimmy, why do I want to see that? Corey paid his mechanic $85. I don't get the Venmo thing at all. Someone's going to have to explain that to me, because I just think Venmo desperately wants to be like a social media site when they're a financial site. I don't know. I don't think I'm old school or, but what's the point of everyone seeing your transactions as the default setting? That blew me away. I was like, what do you mean everybody can see my transactions? And then I went on and looked on some other features on Venmo, and I see all these people I know and their transactions, folks I know that live out of state, paying the maid, paying the gardener, paying this, paying that, the mechanic. I'm like, this is absolutely insane. Insane. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Every day, this radio, television program, we're live streaming, CoreyJohnson.com. We're on YouTube live right now, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. What's that, Blue Boy? It's all brought to you by what? The Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. What else, buddy? Now Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Harahan, the truck store. Blue Boy, at 19 years old, you do not miss a beat, buddy. That's Blue Boy. I'm Corey Johnson. 5 o'clock powwow. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser next. Don't move.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
Our Brain Restoration Plus Detox Treatment is an intravenous nutritional supplement that restores the brain's chemical imbalances. Our patients detox with minimal withdrawal symptoms. It also blocks the craving, which is unbelievable and which is why most people say they have a hard time believing, but it restores neuron function. Many treatment programs use one drug to get you off of another drug. At Springfield, we treat the problem. Addiction is first a brain disease. If you or a loved one suffer from substance abuse, please just give us a call.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now, 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Flood Business, 60809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Flood Business, 504-556-0809. Dave Miette.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions, daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Yeah, you're right. This show was hot like fire when it came out. It was revolutionary. It kind of was like a microwave show. It got hot quick and cooled off fast. It's Miami Vice. I'm Crockett. Or am I Tubbs? I don't really remember. I drive a Ferrari. And I race a speedboat. There are some NOPD officers who got caught at the track on the West Bank while checked in, not doing any NOPD work, and tooling around on the track and doing that kind of thing. Not working, double dipping. That ain't right. Uh-oh, Jason, look. Yikes. Calling me on the cell, yeah, I'll tell him. We're calling you, Billy. We're calling you. Billy Nungesser, Lieutenant Governor, joining us in about 60 seconds on the program. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way on a Tuesday afternoon. Boy, I love that commercial. The first 4 letters of paint are pain. Aren't you tired of painting your house every year? Who makes this garbage up? Do you know anyone using the cheapest paint on planet Earth that paints their house every year? Just doesn't happen, doesn't exist. You want to know the last 4 letters of the word paint? Ain't. It ain't worth spending your money on those hyper expensive so-called coatings. You want to go that direction? That's the world's most expensive home painting company. You want to do it once, you want to do it right, never ever paint your house again? New Orleanians that know, go to Helm Paint and Decorating. 7 locations in Metro New Orleans, plus free 2-hour delivery. You can do it all online. They'll steer you in the right direction for over half a century. New Orleans' own Helm Paint and Decorating. Tuesday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow, brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser joins us on the program. Happy birthday, Billy.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I saw that online. Congrats. What are you and the wife doing tonight? Going to get a good meal somewhere in the metro area?
I wish I was. I'm actually heading home from the office, and we're going to eat at home tonight because I got an early day tomorrow, heading to Gonzales, then to Baton Rouge, and making a big circle tomorrow. So I got a long day. So it'll be a quiet dinner at home tonight.
You're you were south of the city in Plaquemine. Now you're north of the city. You're a North Shore resident, right?
That's right. We moved to Covington, and it's originally moved to Lafayette, and we had trouble getting back to Baton Rouge. I wasn't spending much time at home because of that bridge. Whenever there's a wreck, you just couldn't get there.
Yep.
So there's traffic this way, but at least there's a couple ways to get into Baton Rouge, and it makes a little easier commute. And surely from Plaquemines, I was not getting home very often, living way down south of Belle Chase.
I do like that the 18-wheelers are stuck in the right lane on that bridge. Can't pass, can't drive in the left lane. That should be like in metro areas throughout the state. 18-wheelers have to be in the right lane. But that's a whole other topic, a whole other show.
Well, I always said that the state trooper vehicles ought to have a camera in the front bumper. If they can get within 50 feet of you and you don't get to the right lane, they ought to get a ticket in the mail, because if Louisianans and people traveling through would ride in the right lane and keep that left lane open, traffic is snarled so many times because somebody texting, sitting in the left lane,
yep,
not even doing the speed limit, holding up traffic.
Yep.
So you're right. That we could do a whole story on that.
Yeah, they don't know the law. They don't care about the law. They're selfish, whatever. Yeah. Driving in the left lane, Billy, as you know, is against the law. It's for passing only, not driving. Hey, let's jump right into this. I say this kind of tongue in cheek. You're bumming me out, Billy. You're not running for governor. That insane lunatic Jeff Landry might be governor. That makes me want to leave the state.
You know, it was one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make, and I didn't even realize how much it would consume and keep me up at night over the last few weeks. I love Louisiana. I love the people, and I love my job. And when I look at the work that, not me, our team did 5 years prior to COVID, set records each year, saw over, I believe it's 85 or 90 new hotels go up, new attractions, and saw Mardi Gras numbers go up all over the state, not just New Orleans. And knowing we have over 250,000 families that rely on the tourism industry to pay the bills.
Yep.
And I know if we don't get back to those record-breaking numbers in the next couple years, in a good years, businesses, attractions, mom and pops don't make it. And knowing we've got to do everything we can to get that business back where it was, I just feel like I got too much unfinished business. And not that someone else couldn't do it, but we've just assembled a great team of passionate people all over the state, from the convention and visit bureaus to the people that partner with us to put on these great events. We got to keep that going. And my love for doing that just superseded the desire to try to fix everything in this state that's wrong.
Am I right when I say the late Kathleen Blanco deserves credit as lieutenant governor from turning that office into sort of a do-nothing office into let's make it about tourism, coupled with you taking that baton and jacking it up a few notches? Is that safe to say?
Absolutely. And I got to give credit to the legislators. Every time I've gone to the legislators and said, if we get this money, we can do this and we can help build a business in Louisiana, an economic engine second to none. And, you know, when before COVID, it was the fourth biggest industry in Louisiana. I believe it's flipped to number 5, but I think this industry can be a driver for business all over the state, and we're just getting started. And so that passion that's out there throughout Louisiana is contagious. And I'm just so proud to be a part of that.
No, Billy, I get it. And we need tourism fixed, especially after Corona, hurricanes, all that type of stuff. The state parks, you've done a great job with them, promoting tourism, all of that, the commercials, the catchphrases, everything. It's awesome. But
thank you.
But as governor, I'm like, man, this guy could even make more of a difference. Was it polling or something? I look at it pretty simply. Jeff Landry is going to get Republicans that are on the extreme right exclusively. You're going to get some of them. You're going to get most of the moderate Republicans, more than Landry, in my opinion, the moderate, normal Republicans. And then you're going to get all the Democrats because they ain't voting for insane, crazy Jeff Landry. I kind of thought you would be the favorite. Was there some polling or something that suggested otherwise?
Well, the thing that made it so difficult, the polling was incredibly favorable. I had the highest approval rating of any statewide elected official.
Yep.
And I had the lowest negative. And the majority of everybody's second choice was me. You know, you run the chance with 3 or 4 Republicans in the middle. You know, Jeff is going to attack. That's his motto.
Yep.
And make up things. I mean, this lawsuit that's against me is not going to go anywhere. I didn't even fire this librarian. She's on leave. I can't fire her. She works for the library board. So that's a lie. But that's what they do. And just like Vitter did to Scott Angel and Jay Darden, he drove enough negative on them to where they split the vote in the middle and kept one of them out the runoff.
Yep.
And it seems like some of the money people and the Republican Party, the 6 people that profit from the Republican Party, voted to endorse Jeff, sold out.
Totally.
And we always pick the worst Republican to lead the party.
The race had barely started. Qualifying wasn't even done, and the crazy Republican Party endorses Jeff Landry. You know what's as mind-blowing as that? He's got $5 million in his war chest. How is that possible? This guy makes $1,000 a week, $1,000 a week, not sitting on the Harvey board, just a token Harvey board member. Him and his brother have that staffing agency in Lake Charles where they import Mexican workers. He's got a gay brother he doesn't acknowledge because he's homophobic. Isn't it safe to say, Billy, that Jeff Landry's not a good person?
Well, I've said that publicly, and here's the thing: these things that are going to come out, the Democrats are going to bring that out in the runoff, and I tell people, look, just know who you're voting for, and I won't lie to get elected, I won't fabricate things, but people really need to vet their candidate and find out what kind of person they are. Because anybody can say anything, but what's in their heart? What did they believe? And we need somebody that wants to roll up their sleeves, do the heavy lifting, do the hard work, and really fix this state. And if we don't get that in the next governor, we're going to stay at the bottom of every list.
Yep. Hey, Billy, hang on a second. I'm going to knock out a really quick break. We're coming right back to the birthday boy, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, joining us on the neutral ground. Corey Johnson with you till 6. Don't move.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Parish Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday. Dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser joining us on the neutral ground for a few more minutes. Hey, Billy, you said you were heading home. Are you on the causeway right now?
I actually just got to the house. That traffic is crazy getting on Highway 12 off the causeway every day.
Yep.
But I tell you, it's a pleasant drive when you're driving over the causeway.
I was going to say, go out, you fire in a big to-go order at Trey Inn to bring home, and it'll be on me. I'll call him up and give him my credit card for a birthday present for you. It's good stuff over there at Trey Inn.
I tell you, the North Shore has really grown. A lot of good restaurants, and it's really grown up over here.
They might have more good restaurants on the North Shore than Jefferson Parish. I'm not kidding you. I mean, Trey Yen, Dakota, Sal and Judy's. In Covington, the place downtown that's just fantastic. With the outdoor dining, indoor dining at the bar, the quaint little place on the corner. God, what is?
Oh yeah, I know you.
I'm going blank.
I'm drawing a blank.
Me too. Just fantastic. There's so much good food on the North Shore. It's crazy. Booming population. North New Orleans, really nice place on the North Shore. Hey, Billy. I'm not trying to harp on this guy, but isn't it pretty safe to say if Jeff Landry becomes governor, it's like LaToya Cantrell is mayor of New Orleans? You can't win. You can't win with that. We won't move ahead with that.
Well, let me tell you, it's just like I tell people, when you go on, I've been invited on Fox News to talk about the crime in New Orleans, and I won't do it. If any elected official goes on national news other than to talk about the good that's going on in our state, you're not benefiting the state. You're only politically grandstanding. And that's unfortunate because you never see other people, congressmen or senators from other states, go on national news and bash their own state. They might go on there and bash the president or talk about the problems of Congress, but they're not going to go on there and talk about the climate, or they don't do it. And when you do that, and you dog Louisiana, you only are there trying to make yourself look good and political grandstanding. And I say that all the time. Don't use that as a political grandstanding tool. I go on and talk about tourism, the great food, all the great fairs and festivals. I mean, we came off a great Rose Parade, and we know we got problems. We know we got to fix the problems of crime. And but grandstanding on, playing to that fear on national news does not benefit the state at all.
No doubt. Jeff Landry, the Clay Higgins types, they're an embarrassment.
We got to work together for the greater good. We're not going to agree on everything, but we surely have to try to put our best foot forward and work to fix the problems and really want to fix them and not just talk about them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, by the way, I remember the restaurant Del Porto, right?
Yes.
Boy, is that place good on the North Shore. Hey, Billy, speaking of the North Shore, Louisiana State Treasurer John Schroeder, what do you know about him? And he seems like the choice right now, especially when, Jeff Landry's the guy. Geesh.
Yeah, I actually met with John Sharon Hewitt and Richard Nelson in the last few weeks to ask them, are they in this thing for the long haul? Too many Republicans in the middle is going to not be a good thing for getting a good Republican in the runoff. All three of them have indicated they're in the race to stay. I know all of them, consider all of them friends. And I think we're going to see in the next several weeks or months some additional good men or women getting in this race. And like I tell people, just know the person that you're going to support. We need a good person as governor. And we can work through our differences. We can work through all the issues in the state if we just elect the person that really wants to do good things for Louisiana and doesn't, it's not doing it because of ego or power or personal benefit. We need a real good person as governor.
One guy in D.C. who's not running, obviously, John Kennedy. Another guy in D.C. Could Garrett Graves get into the race, do you think? Have you spoken with him?
I put a call into him this weekend, and I got a text back. He was in committee, and we talk soon. So I don't know if he's considering it. There may be some state senators or state legislators that may look at it now. So we'll see. I think you're going to see a bunch more people get in the race, and we'll see who rises to the top and can excite people about their candidacy.
Billy Nungesser is with us for a couple of more minutes. Lieutenant Governor, state of Louisiana. You're running again for Lieutenant Governor, right?
Yeah. If the people will have me, like I said, I love my job. I think we've got a lot of work to do quickly to get back to those record-breaking numbers. And like I said, we've got a great team around the state that's working well together with all the convention and visit bureaus.
Yep.
And I'm excited to continue that work, and hopefully the people will have me again.
I think you're a shoo-in. I remember about a decade ago, Mitch Landrieu, when he was mayor, was like, we're going to try to get to like 12, 13 million tourists a year in New Orleans. I think we're at like 8, 9, 10 million at the time. I saw some figures like last week. New Orleans tourism's like 16, 17, 18 million folks annually now coming to our city. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't have the breakdown in front of me of the city, but I know this. Prior to COVID, 2019, we had over 53 million people visit Louisiana.
Wow.
Wow. That is incredible. That was a fifth record-breaking setting year that we had 5 in a row. And, of course, COVID, we were shut down. And in 2021, we had right over 41 million. So we were getting back a lot better than we thought we would be. 2022, we don't have the numbers yet. I think we'll be approaching 50 million. I don't think we'll get there. And I hope 2023 is going to be an incredible year, and we can get back to setting another record. As a matter of fact, I feel very confident coming off of 2 incredible Macy's and the Rose Parade, knowing the plans we have this year for travel to different areas to promote the state.
Yep.
I feel confident we'll get back to those record-breaking years. We're looking forward to a record-setting Mardi Gras all over Louisiana. Last year, we saw double-digit improvements in places like Shreveport, Lafayette. Travelers coming from out of town for safe, affordable Mardi Gras. When we promote Mardi Gras in those areas, it's a lot of time it's more affordable in New Orleans. It's safe and it's family oriented, and people really enjoy it. Morgan City, Houma, all those places have really done well at attracting out-of-state visitors because of the affordable and the safe and the friendly people. I mean, people make a friend for life when they come to Louisiana.
Oh, yeah. We're super friendly. We love everybody. 6 weeks from today, Mardi Gras Day, Billy, so it's coming quicker than we think. I hope New Orleans is ready. We've really got to amp it up. I'm not a fan of the mayor, but I like the thoughts of bringing in enhanced police and that type of stuff. So I'm looking forward to a safe and prosperous New Orleans Mardi Gras on St. Charles Avenue and in the Quarter and all of that. We have to have that.
Yeah, this weekend we have the Miss Universe pageant. What a great opportunity. These ladies from all over the world, they marched in a parade this week. They've done a lot of activities. Sharing that back home on social media, the food is incredibly good for Louisiana, that to have every one of those countries here represented and enjoying the hospitality of Louisiana. Those are the kind of positive things we need, and it's being pushed out all over social media, that event Saturday night. So it's going to be another good shot in the arm for Louisiana that we're excited about.
Yep. Visitors, tourism, conventions. We're a very welcoming state, and we have to make sure that continues, and even more, engage the clutch and hit the accelerator, shift into a whole nother gear, right?
Yeah, and I really think if we can get our hands around this crime, get the judges and the DA to keep the bad people in jail, and clean up the crime, I really believe get the French Quarter cleaned up.
Yep.
That we can make it the attraction it should be. Get some of the live music back and keep these shops open that are struggling right now. We can really turn this around and see some record-breaking years. 250,000 families rely on the tourism industry in this state, so it's a huge economic engine that we need to continue to support.
I was thinking New Orleans, maybe we could use like a New Orleans guardian angel group. Seriously.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, 24/7 in the Quarter, always a presence, just walking around. These guys are unarmed. They know self-defense and they know the law. And it's worked, I think, in 130 cities around the world. It's worked in New York. You patrol the Quarter 24/7. You got them on the parade route during Mardi Gras. And then when there's an event at the Dome or the arena or the Sanger, they're all around those surface parking lots.
And, we offered to provide $250,000 of tourism money to have friendly officers with a vest that says Louisiana Feed Your Soul, with a radio that could monitor in the Quarter, call police when they saw a problem, and really kind of help assist tourists. We haven't gotten that done yet, but we made the offer to the city to assist in that, to help in some of those areas where people are getting threatened and harassed in the Quarter, and trying to help out. So
any takers?
Well, we've made the offer. We haven't gotten it done yet, but hopefully we can get that moving forward. That'll help out a little bit.
Billy, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for the time as usual, and happy birthday.
Thank you, my friend. That means the world to me. I appreciate your friendship.
Yeah, you're right. Me too. That's Billy Nungesser joining us, Lieutenant Governor, State of Louisiana, who will run again for Lieutenant Governor. And like I said, he is a shoo-in. I don't know why anyone would want to run against Billy Nungesser as Lieutenant Governor. I don't know how you can beat him at Lieutenant Governor. But I was hoping he was going to run for governor. But right now, I guess maybe like a John Schroeder would be my choice. But we're going to see who else jumps in the race. I like Garrett Graves a lot. We'll see who else is going to jump in the race. Democrats, maybe Luke Mixon gets in that race. Who knows? Anybody but Jeff Landry. Anybody but Jeff Landry. Just not good for Louisiana. You Republicans, especially you extreme folks that use the excuse like, I don't maybe like him either, Corey, but he votes my way. You got to do better than that. He's not a good man. He doesn't have morals, ethics, and integrity. He's like an Edwin Edwards. He sets up his friends and family, the needs of the few instead of the needs of the many type mentality. Jeff Landry's not a good man. He's weak. He's pathetic. He's criminal. He's deviant. He's just not a good guy. I mean, what more do you do to say? 3 facts. This isn't opinion. You can Google it and look it up. He gets $1,000 a week being on this Harvey Marine board. And the Harvey Marine board people are like, no, he doesn't come to our board meetings. No, he doesn't vote. We just like having a ace in the hole. We like having the state's attorney, the attorney general, the of Louisiana on our board. They give him $1,000 a week. That's just ridiculous. It's wrong for him to take that money, especially not doing anything. And if he was on the board, he should recuse himself because he's the leading law enforcement guy in Louisiana. Maybe Harvey Marine has some legal problem. So he shouldn't be on that board. So that's a problem where it's just no morals, no ethics, no integrity, no honor, and no pride. And then even worse, that staffing agency he and his brother have supplying jobs to Lake Charles liquefied natural gas industry. And Jeff Landry's the type of wacky right-winger who wraps himself in the American flag, acts like he's a patriot, acts like he loves America and Louisiana, and he imports Mexican workers. There are thousands of qualified Louisiana residents that want that job. But because Jeff Landry and his brother are immoral and unethical and greedy and full of you-know-what and are hypocrites, they don't hire the Louisiana workers. They import workers from Mexico. I'm not making this up. So they don't have to pay benefits or deliver benefits, and they can work them longer than, Louisiana workers, and they get more money. They make more money. It's pathetic. And then lastly, Jeff Landry has a gay brother that he does not acknowledge because Jeff Landry's homophobic. These are all major problems. I mean, if it's, hey man, I like how he votes, then you're setting yourself up just like folks in New Orleans that vote for LaToya Cantrell because for whatever reason, she's black, she's hyper liberal. They like how she votes. I don't care that she runs up the city credit card, uses it as a line of credit. I don't care that she spends $18,600 to fly first class to Amsterdam for 3 days. I don't care that she lives in the Pontalba apartment for free. No, this is the same thing, just opposite ideology. LaToya Cantrell and Jeff Landry are absolutely the same. They just have the opposite ideology politically. They both have no morals, no ethics, no integrity. They set themselves up, friends and family. No, there's just no honor and no pride. We have to do a lot better than LaToya Cantrell and Jeff Landry. I was on Twitter the other day, and someone was downplaying January 6th, a wacky right-winger. Oh, you need to see the video I've seen. It's like they're enlightened and no one else is. And I just simply replied back, if it were liberal Democrats, maybe all black, doing that on January 6th, you would think the exact opposite the way you think now. Me, I think the exact same. I don't care if they're black or white, Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative. January 6th was an atrocity, was as bad as it's ever been in America. The worst of the worst. Look what's going on in Brazil, following that lead. So that's the difference between me and that wacky right winger. Not Republicans or conservatives or liberals or Democrats. Got no problem with those folks. The extremists on each side. This guy is dogging, downplaying January 6th, trying to make it like it's nothing. And then when I said, man, if it was a bunch of liberal Democrats and maybe black folks doing it, you'd think the exact opposite way. And it's so true. Me, it doesn't matter to me. You're attacking the Capitol? I don't care if you're black, white, Democrat, or Republican. It's wrong. It's wrong. Has nothing to do with political party. But for the extremists, it always has to do with political party. That's the problem. In New Orleans, hey, vote for LaToya Cantrell because she's black, she's a Democrat. In the rest of Louisiana, vote for Jeff Landry because he's a Republican, he's white. It's just, we don't win that way. It's a guaranteed loss. We're losing in New Orleans because of LaToya Cantrell. It is a guarantee, duplication of that statewide if Jeff Landry becomes governor. I just don't see how people don't see that so clearly. But then again, I'm surrounded by extremists. Got a lot of extreme folks, racist, black and white, just worrying about black or white or Democrat or Republican, locked into that, no flexibility, don't want to reach across political lines, don't care to meet in the middle, nothing moderate, nothing common sense about it, just extreme. And we all lose. We all lose. Got to do better than that in New Orleans and Louisiana. Huh? LaToya Cantrell and Jeff Landry is what we're going to get? That's awful. We deserve to lose. We deserve to get beaten and bludgeoned. Hey, I mentioned to Billy, you're on the North Shore, get to Trey Yen. If you're on the Causeway, I got the phone number for you, 985-626-4476. 626-4476. Dial them up. They're open. Get a big to-go order from Trey Yen. Don't forget the Tong Cho sauce. Mom, dad, the kids. Who's not happy when you walk in the door with a big to-go order for Trey Yen? Better yet, go dine inside. Trey Yen in Mandeville. It's just so good. Hey, next week, we'll have NOPD Interim Chief Michelle Woodfork joining us on the show, and also LSU President William Tate joining us on the program. Boy, great news for the Tulane football team. Final AP poll came out today. Tulane finishes 9th in the country. The 9th best football team in the land, the Tulane Green Wave. 8th in that final USA Today poll. 8th overall. Really great stuff. Boy, New Orleans still having problems with trash pickup. Amazing. Richards and Metro just full of excuses. We can't find the employees. We can't do this, can't do that. Ivy Waste and Waste Pro are getting it done. I don't know why Richards and Metro can't seem to get it done. Crazy. Week 1, 2023, New Orleans, first 8 days of 2023. 13 murders, 13 people shot and killed. That's 2 a day. Just about 2 a day. 27 others shot and wounded. 13 shot and killed, 27 shot and wounded. That's insane. Now, I'm not talking about Ukraine, talking about New Orleans. And I don't know how this is correct, and I'm disclaiming it. I've got to get it verified, but news outlets, multiple news outlets, I'm assuming it's true. First 10 days of the year, 240 cars stolen in Orleans Parish. 240 cars stolen in the first 10 days of 2023. That's a car an hour. 24/7, 365. That's a car an hour getting stolen in Orleans Parish. How can that be? How can that be? I don't know. Then you see the video of this Tastee. They call it Tastee, not Tasty Donuts, on Broad and Esplanade. Have you seen the movie Barbershop? Apparently these idiots have. They drove a truck through the wall of the Tastee on Broad and Esplanade, unplugged, I guess, the ATM and threw it in the back of the truck. They're in some lame motel right now with hacksaws with grandma's tools, trying to bust into the ATM machine. I'm not kidding you. Check it out. You can watch the video. The truck, about 4 a.m., plows through the windows, the walls of the Tastee on Broad and Esplanade, and throws the ATM in the back and takes off. Go watch the movie Barbershop. It's insane. It's insane. By the way, Barbershop is hysterical. Cedric the Entertainer steals the show. He's got about 5 or 10 lines in there that are pee in your pants funny. Now, I'm telling you, Barbershop is a funny movie. It is. I recommend it. Boy, Georgia destroys TCU. Was it really 65-7? No pun intended. Call off the dogs. Yikes. The Pels get a nice win on the road against the Wizards in D.C. Halfway done. 41 games in, 41 to go. And I highly recommend this if you're checking out Pels. I watch Joel Myers and the crew on TV. They do a great job. Antonio Daniels, the fantastic at color. Joel Myers, great at play-by-play. Really good. Sideline report, I guess Jen Hale, other folks, they do a great job. But I'll jump in the car during a Pels game and go get some food or to pick up or something sometimes. And Todd Graffanini, as play-by-play voice, is fantastic. Seriously. He is great at play-by-play. He is insightful. You learn a lot about the team. And then he's hysterical. I mean, the other day he's talking about some dude free throw shooting who had just this rubs the ball, dribbles, twice rubs. He's like the basketball whisperer. And then brings up Mark Fitteritz, the pitcher from like 40 years ago, who had these weird quirks before he'd pitch. Just hysterical. Great play-by-play. The Pelicans play-by-play voice, former Green Wave play-by-play voice, Todd Graffanini. He just kicks butt and takes name. It is an enjoyable play-by-play experience. He does a fantastic job. He really does. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Hey, Metro New Orleans area, not just you Metairie folks. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, open till 9 p.m. tonight. I love that. And boy, John or his brother Manny, one of the Fury brothers will be in Fury's. That's always the case, lunch or dinner. That's kind of, if you know the restaurant or bar business, music club business, got to have an owner there. Got to have an owner there. Fury's, you'll always have John or Manny, maybe even both of them at the restaurant, serving fresh local seafood, never ever frozen, never ever from out of state or out of the country. Always local, always fresh, or they're not serving it. I always mention the New Orleans specialties. And of course, start your meal with a cup of gumbo or turtle soup. And a must, the fresh made-to-order onion rings, old school, fantastic. Probably the best onion rings anywhere. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie is open till 9 p.m.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top bench of more exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's Dr. Richard Medier.
For over 20 years, we've successfully treated patients with substance abuse issues and have also had success with patients suffering from chronic stress, depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. We uniquely address restorative issues at the cellular level that impact mental health. We treat our patients with an intravenous nutritional supplement that helps restore various brain functions. Most of our patients have greatly reduced withdrawal symptoms. We work toward maximizing nutritional interventions while utilizing traditional medication interventions when needed. Our treatment works toward restoring the brain's health while returning the patient to a normal, dependent-free life.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now, 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Every day we broadcast live on radio, on television, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Deliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. River City's Total Maintenance. That's fair and honest. Lucas and the boys taking care of you, all your air conditioning and heating needs. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. What more do you need in an AC and heating operation? I don't know about you. I don't want to learn about air conditioning or heat. I want guys that are honest, that I can trust, that I know they're not going to do any service, repair, or replacement that isn't absolutely necessary. I used to have this old round outdoor unit. Lucas called it R2D2. It was this round unit, all rusted. He kind of milked it along, he kept it going. And then there came a time when it broke, and Lucas was like, Corey, we're getting to the point where you're just throwing good money at bad. And this thing is inefficient. If you bring in a new carrier system, it'll lower your electricity bill a lot. And literally over a few years, you'll end up paying for the whole system on the money you're saving just from your electricity bill. You run the unit less. It's much more efficient. It's better. So, we milked that thing along for a while, and Lucas said, now's the time to get rid of it. And I trust him. And they put in an entirely new system about 3 years ago. Everything, ducts, indoor, outdoor, everything brand new, state of the art. Now, I'm not going to have to worry about my air conditioning and heating, at least as far as replacing it, probably for like a decade or two. No, super high quality, honest crew. Doing great work. They knocked that out in a day. It was like ants on a sugar cube. Had about 4 dudes there knocking it all out. No, air conditioning and heat, I don't want to learn about it. With River City's Total Maintenance, honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately because you're inconvenienced. And Lucas realizes that. You can find them at nolaac.com, nolaac.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. Tuesday afternoon. Hey, next week on the program, NOPD Interim Chief Michelle Woodfork's going to join us. Also, LSU President William Tate will be joining us on the program next week. Yeah, you right. Speaking of yeah, you right, the Tulane Green Wave. They're a university first, and now they've got great athletics. LSU is an athletic school first, and they don't have good academics. Anyway, Tulane, the Green Wave football team, finishes 9th in the final AP poll, 9th. LSU, I think, didn't move, 16th. LSU remains 16th. Both teams just fantastic year. I mean, Tulane was the over-the-top year. That Willie Fritz, absolutely incredible job. They earned everything they got. They beat 4 top 25 teams, and Cincinnati at the end of the year to earn a trip to the AAC championship game, a rematch against Central Florida, who they had lost to a few weeks earlier. They get revenge. They win that game. They earn a trip to the Cotton Bowl. They get USC, the mighty Trojans, Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy winner, and they win by a point over the last 4 minutes. The only way they could do it is getting a safety and benching Williams. Williams, the Wave could not stop. Just like USC could not stop Tyjae Spears, the Green Wave running back who's headed towards the NFL. Tulane finishes 9th. Top 10 football team in the land, the Tulane Green Wave. Top 10 football team in the United States of America. Great job, Willie Fritz. Troy Dan and the AD. Mike Pitts, the president. What a classy move. They buy an ad, take up a full page in the Dallas Morning News, thanking the Cotton Bowl, North Texas. Great experience. Just classy, man. Just awesome. Perfect. Great. No, old Scott Cowan, he blew that opportunity after the 12-0 98 season. Wanted to de-emphasize sports, get rid of sports, follow the University of Pennsylvania model. Just out of his mind. Scott Cowan, yikes. No, Mike Pitts, he gets it. Tulane University academics, top 40 in America. Let's improve on that even. Athletics, let's make it great like academics and use it as a marketing tool for academics. It's working. Literally thousands of more applications in the office on St. Charles Avenue, on Willow Street. 20+% increase in applications for the fall semester for Tulane. It works. Good job, Tulane University. 9th in the final AP poll. Now, Tulane University is one of the great entities in the city of New Orleans. No, in Yeoman Stadium, brilliant. They need to get a basketball arena eventually. But Fogelman will do for right now. We had Troy Dannon on the program last week. He kind of said that old Rosen Hall lot, the empty lot on Claiborne, is sort of off limits for athletics. That's something that's going to be for academics. And would I like to see an arena there, a parking garage type thing? Sure. But also, I mean, it's hard to argue that when you look at St. Charles Avenue, the buildings that are over 100 years old from like 18-something, it's beautiful. The campus is gorgeous. It's like an Ivy League campus up on the East Coast. But Claiborne side is sort of like the back door, like the service entry. And Claiborne's too big of a street, and I think Tulane needs to, I'm not saying you're going to match the lawn and the historic buildings, but it's a big space. There needs to be some kind of, the rear entrance to Tulane that kind of competes with the front entrance on St. Charles Avenue. Anyway, so that's the thinking there. I'd like to see some athletic facilities there that seem like the natural place, but, I also think Tulane needs a nice entryway gateway. Who knows what the future holds for that spot? Maybe there is some administrative buildings, a parking garage, an arena on top. I don't know. Who knows? Boy, you got to check out the news tonight or just go on the websites. What's that, Blue Boy? The jackass that drove the truck, him and his buddy, into the Tastee on Broad and Esplanade and stole the ATM machine? What, buddy? They must have watched the movie Barbershop one too many times. Good point, Blue Boy. 19-year-old Blue Boy, world champion. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for watching and listening. 93.9 FM New Orleans. Mañana.